is game day morning, Sunday morning, Eagles, Giants, the Eagles home opener from the link. First game at home, and I know the fans are going to be there, and they're going to be loud. And, you know, it's hard to say a Week 3 game in the NFL, an early season Week 3 game has so much meaning, but it really does. Because the Eagles have a chance today. The Giants come in at 0-2. There's a lot of dysfunction going on right now with the Giants and with Dallas. Dallas, who, I told you all about this defense, okay? Their defense was the biggest smoke and mirrors defense a year ago. They got a lot of credit and everything because they weren't on the field that long. That offense controlled every game of them that they had last year. And when your defense isn't asked to be on the field and make as many plays because they really don't have a ton of playmakers on that side of the ball, they're going to look good because they're just not on the field. That Achilles heel isn't exposed as much because they're not on the field as much, okay? But look at what they did last week against Denver. Oh, by the way, Trevor Siemian is not Tom Brady out there, okay? And C.J. Anderson isn't exactly Marshawn Lynch. But they made them look great. And I know Denver's on a roll right now, and that defense is playing really well. But that offense, they made them look so good last week. And conversely, the Eagles lost the game to Kansas City. Kansas City has a better offense than Denver, okay? And the Eagles were able, they lost a close game on the road in a tough place to play, and then there's Dallas getting their rears handed to them in Denver. So there's a lot of turmoil going on right now in Dallas. There's turmoil right now going on with the Giants. And I know the Eagles have had their issues, but it's not like team turmoil right now. So the Eagles have a chance today. And it's hard to say put a team away in September, and I get that. There's been teams that got off to slow starts that come back, and even some of them have won a Super Bowl or two. But the Eagles have a chance today to put the Giants away, to end it for them. Because the problems that the Giants are having right now in the offensive line and everything, those aren't going to go away. The offensive issues that this team has had, it's not going to go away. They're still going to struggle. The offensive line is still going to struggle. They're not that good. We know the Eagles' offensive line has played like crap so far. But the Eagles' offensive line does have talent on it. That they could play better. The Giants' offensive line is Swiss cheese. And it's not going to get better. So the Eagles have an opportunity today to put the Giants away. To end the Giants' season for all intents and purposes. Because you get off to an 0-3 start and 0-2 in the division, that is going to be really tough to come back. That is going to be really difficult for the Giants to come back. So if the Eagles can get this win and not only go to 2-1, but go to 2-0 in division play, that's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And I think the Eagles, if they don't win this game, it will be such a big disappointment. And I'm not just saying that because the Giants are 0-2 coming in. It's just how the Giants have looked. They've looked pathetic. The Lions. And I know the Lions are a good team, but they made, the Lions look like, gangbusters a week ago in the Meadowlands. Giant fans were leaving. Right? They gave up at halftime, for God's sakes. They were booing the team. They gave up on the team. The Lions played like that on the road against the Giants. The Giants couldn't even step up in their own stadium against the Lions. No disrespect to Detroit, but the Lions. It's a week-to-week league, I get that. But the Giants have looked so bad. And their defense hasn't looked that great. And this was the strength of the team a year ago, was that defense. And I don't think Jenkins is playing in this game. I could be wrong. But that's a big loss for them on that defense. Bottom line here is the Eagles have a chance to put this team away, to bury them. They have their foot on the neck. You just got to squeeze it down now. And the strength of this Eagles team right now is the defensive line. And the Giants' weakest link is that offensive line. So this defensive line has got to show up today and do the things that they've been doing the first 2 weeks. If they do that, the Eagles are going to win an easy game. Guarantee it. Because the Giants will not be able to control this Eagles pass rush. And we know that Eli in his career has loved to give the Eagles the ball time after time, even when he had better offensive lines in front of him. Okay? So Giant fans are going into this game nervous as hell because they know that over the years, in recent years in particular, the Eagles have given them all sorts of trouble. Even last year when the Eagles had nothing to play for and the Giants still had a chance, an outside chance, but a chance to win the division, they came to Philadelphia and the Eagles won the game on Thursday night in the Color Rush game. So the Eagles have really taken care of the Giants in recent years. I think the Eagles had like a 5-game win streak at one point against the Giants or whatever that was. I mean, for all the wrong that Chip Kelly did, the one thing he could do was beat the Giants. The Eagles have had a lot of success versus the Giants in recent years, and I look for that to continue today. I really do. But to me, it's all about getting pressure on Eli Manning. It's continuing to do what Dallas, even with that defense that's smoke and mirrors, and Detroit did against this offensive line, and that's win at the point of attack. Once that ball snapped, go at it. Giants have nothing on that offensive line that can control this defensive line, at least from what we saw from the first 2 weeks. Not just with how bad the Giants' O-line has looked, but how great the Eagles' D-line has looked. And they've gone up against 2 pretty good offensive lines so far, and they've gotten pressure in both games. So, win at the point of attack. This defensive line has got to create havoc. Make Eli make mistakes. That's what he's done the first 2 weeks. It's got to continue. The Giants don't have any kind of running game also. They're very one-dimensional. They're a passing offense. I know the Eagles have had the same problems. But the fact that the Giants have not been able to run the ball leads to more opportunities to get to Eli. And that's what this Eagles defensive line has got to do. Get to Eli, win that battle, and you're going to win the game. Simple as that. It's a simple game sometimes. And that's as simple as it gets. Defensive line, beat their O-line, you're going to win the game. Because this team will put up points. The Eagles will score today against the Giants. Because they're angry too. They've been hearing it all week about the unbalanced and the this and the that. So they're going to come in with a good game plan and get some points. Now it's about the defense shutting down the Giants. And I think that is something that could very well happen. So, we'll see. A couple hours now before the game. I'm still tired from last night. I can't believe I lost again in Madden. It really sucks. But what can you do? Come back and try to get a W next weekend against the Chargers. But in real life, I just want the Eagles to win. And let's go to 2-1, and let's go to 2-0 in the division. And another tough one next week at LA. But we'll save that for next week. So let's go, Birds. Let's get this W and send the Giants packing. Their season ends today. It ends today. So let's go, Birds.